Okay, do over. I kind of goofed the first time around. All right, so this is OBS Studio, Open Broadcaster Software, or OBS Studio. It's available for Windows, Mac OS 10.13 and above, and Linux. It's at obsproject.com, and this puppy is totally free. It's open source. It costs nothing for the full version. It's unlimited. There's no adware, no goofy stuff. It just works. All right. So we're going to get into how to use OBS, and I'm going to switch over, and you guys are going to see the infinity screen. Yes, because I'm showing OBS on the screen, it's showing itself repeated, 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 and it gets the infinity screen. So now I'm going to be kind of quick on this because I'm running short on time and I want to get you the important pieces here. Um, Number one, I am recording right now in a .mkv format. It makes for a bigger file, but the recording itself is more reliable in case there's any kind of hiccup on the computer or anything like that. Um, but when you get done with the recording, there's a way to convert right inside OBS. There's a way to convert the .mkv file format into a .mp4, which is more universally playable on many more platforms, and it's also got better compression, so it makes for a smaller size file. So it's considerably smaller and easier to upload to like YouTube or like a Google Drive or something like that. So, um, so you're going to originally record in .mkv for the reliability factor, and then you're going to remux the thing into .mp4, and it's not as complicated as it sounds. All right, so let's start here first. I have the scenes box over here on the left. Right now, I only have one scene, the intro, and this scene includes all these sources here. All right. Sources are like graphic image, like the little logo that I've got going on here, text like the Super Aquarians, and I can edit it right there. Okay, I can change the font, etc. I'm not going to do any of that. And then I've got my webcam here. I have it blanked out because when I turn it on, you see me, and when I turn it off, you see OBS. I'm hoping you see OBS. All right. Um, this display capture is the one that's capturing my computer screen. And let's bring the webcam back, and I'm going to try to shrink it down. Give me a second. Now, let's bring that webcam and shrink it way down, maybe about that much. And I'm really hoping you can see this in OBS um, and the webcam itself. Okay. Um, so we'll lock the webcam there. When I click that lock symbol, when it turns white like that, I can't move the webcam and I can't resize it. As soon as I click the lock symbol here for the webcam, and then now I can either resize or move the webcam. All right. So I'm going to click the lock symbol again so that it can't be moved. And then I'm going to talk about these audio inputs. All right, so this audio input capture is the microphone on my headset, and the audio output capture is the headphones, the earphones on my headset. All right, and then let's see, display capture too. Now when I look over here, interesting. I'm not sure that that audio source for the I'm going to turn the webcam off here. I just clicked that little thing there and the webcam went bye-bye. Audio output capture is probably picking up the audio from my computer actually. Um, so, oh, here we go. There it is, desktop audio and audio output. So the audio output capture is my earpieces on my headset, and the desktop audio is whatever the computer is playing. Like if I were to go online on the computer right now and play an internet radio station, the desktop audio would be where I'm picking it up. Now, I can mute and unmute these sources by clicking, all right? Mute, unmute, okay? So hopefully this is sounding okay because it's pretty difficult to actually show all the OBS settings. All right, so now if I wanted to create another scene, I could click this plus sign here, give the scene a name and add a second scene, and I could have a whole different set of sources in that second scene. And then I can set what are called hotkeys, so where I just push one key on the keyboard and they'll switch between one scene and the other. And I could have like 5 scenes or 6 scenes or 10 scenes or whatever I want in there with all with different sources, different graphics, different text, all kinds of different stuff. You know, you gotta have set all that stuff up in advance. But if I click the plus sign here, you can see I can pull all kinds of different sources into this intro scene right now since it's the only scene I've got. Um, I'm not going to bother with that right now, but I want you to see and I can also select on one of these and hit minus and it would get rid of it. I'm not going to do that right now. So the lock prevents you from moving it. The little eyeball here either makes it part of the scene or makes it invisible, so it's gone away out of the picture. All right, for instance, this little image up here, if I click the eyeball, it vanishes, right? All right, it's that simple. All right, so now I'm going to go into the settings. There's a couple of places in settings that you might want to take a look at. I'm not going to worry too much about streaming right now. That's a little too complicated for what I'm trying to teach in this, but this output is all about the recording. All right, what's the video bit rate, the audio bit rate, um, where am I going to put the file that I'm recording, and then and the recording quality here, and then what format, what file type am I going to make it. And it defaults to MKV, and I would leave it there. I can get over here and change the audio settings if I need to. I'm not really going to mess with that right now. Important, the hotkeys. All right. So I've got hotkeys set up right now to start recording by hitting the plus sign on the number pad. I can stop recording by hitting the minus sign on the number pad. Pause by hitting the pause break key. Unpause by hitting the scroll lock, etc. And the way you set these keys is if you click inside the box for whatever this function is, and then you just press what keyboard on the keyboard you want it to be. I just hit the F12 key and that's what set it. So now if I were to come down here, if I were to save this setting, I believe the save is a little hidden down there. Let me shrink this down and move things up. Apply and then save. That F12 would stick. Right now it's not, and I don't want that set, so I'm going to get rid of it by clicking the little trash can here. But it's that simple. Whatever one you want to set, you can click in here, hit the key on the keyboard that you want to do that function, whatever that is, and then come down here, apply and OK, and it will be set. All right. So now if I want to switch between scenes, see the switch to scene, I generally just use a number on the number pad because I always use the numbers above the letter keys anyway when I don't ever use the number pad. Don't ask me why, it's just the way I do it. But the only scene I have available right now is intro, and notice that I can set keys to tell it to display various sources inside that scene. Right now, if I had built another scene over here in the scene box, I would have a whole nother scene with a list of all the sources on there, and I could switch to scene and set it to whatever number or whatever key I wanted it to be, and it would switch from that whole one group of sources that we have now to whatever sources I had put into the second scene. Now, if you notice here, I've got my mute and unmute on my microphone set to page down and page up. Page down mutes, page up unmutes. I rarely ever use those keys. They're perfect for the microphone. I haven't really set the other ones here, but page down, page up are also from my microphone in case I'm using something other than the USB headset. They will also mute whatever microphone it is that I'm using. All right, so I'm gonna cancel out of this, but it's really easy to set the hotkeys, and you definitely for some things like start recording, stop recording, unpause and mute and unmute, you definitely are gonna want to set hotkeys for those. All right, so I'm gonna cancel out of those, and then now let's show you how to remux from an MKV file to an MP4 file. All right, I've got an MP4, a few MKV files stashed in a folder. Sorry, I need a little coffee. I'll just talk and straight away like this. For some reason, it makes me yawn. And Andrea, this is why I don't like doing these by myself. I rather have like someone I'm having a conversation with because I'm not good at this just talking head stuff. All right, little sip on the coffee there. And I'm going to go over and I'm going to go File up here in the upper left, and then I'm going to go Remux Recordings. All right, and it brings up this screen right here that you're seeing. And if I click right here on this left box, this is the original MKV recording on this box. I'm going to click here and it'll let me look for the file. And I have some MKVs here in the in my backup folder, right? So I'm going to select the MKV, click open, and then notice that it already automatically created a target file. I come down here, I hit Remux, it says recording remuxed, and okay. And now if I go look in that backup folder, I'm going to see that not only is there an MKV version of the file, there is also now an MP4 version of the file. And if you look, the MP4 is 169 megabytes, whereas the MKV, 169 megabytes. For some reason, in this particular case, it's not really holding true, but trust me, in the bigger files, the MP4s are smaller. Okay, so that's why you'd want to do that. Now, if I get a whole list of these going and I've done a bunch of files, I can real easy just clear finished items or clear all items by hitting that button. Boom, I'm back to an empty box and I can start over from scratch so that this list doesn't get out of hand. Really, I pretty much clear it every time I'm done, doing whatever I'm going to do. And that's really it for OBS. So I'm going to put the webcam back on the screen for a minute, and I'm going to, let's see, let's resize the webcam. So I'm not this little tiny. I just clicked here on the webcam to get that red rectangle, and now I grab a corner and drag it out, and boom, there we go. And on that note, I'm going to say that's OBS for you, and I hope everyone has fun with it, and I'd love to see some recordings for you. I will work on getting you guys set up to be able to upload to the YouTube channel. That's a little piece I have to figure out before I start trying to roll that out, but I'll work on that sometime next week, maybe. And on that note, peace and long life. Stay safe out there. Love you, my Aqua Still brothers and sisters. And let's have some fun changing the world. This is going to be cool. Old school, kind of cool. All right. Love you guys later.